Welcome back, everybody. Smokestrider here. We're back in the world of Vampyr. So we're heading to do the main mission, family portraits. Gonna be looking at that first source of infection. Did a few things off screen. Treated a few people. I didn't treat all of them. I got a few more hints for some of the people over in the docks region. Other than that, not much. Hopefully this episode is going to be a little more straightforward and continuous, not like have a bunch of jumps like last episode with that merry scavenger hunt. So we'll make our way through here to the first sign of infection. We already did the second source, I think it was 2 episodes ago. Ooh, thick, rich blood sample. This person's dead. So let's go ahead and look at him.
This woman's body has multiple lacerations. They're deep, too. Whoever did this was driven by rage.
That could be a skull, easily. Whoever it is downstairs. We're still missing the collectible we need for the investigation.
He had his tongue removed and his eyes gouged out. He was a victim of brutal torture.
That is certainly not a fun way to die. Though I don't think there's technically any fun way to die. Because dying in itself is not gonna be fun.
This one's neck is broken. He was young. Probably the son.
Alright. Somebody is sitting in a chair.
You thought I was dead too, didn't you? No, I was just pretending. Doris told me I could have been a great actress.
You killed your family.
They mocked my talent.
Elsa Mullany. Die, you monster. Yeah, easy fight, and she exploded. Alright, so time to look around for information. It's the door leading out. Alright, our objective is in that room on the table. Letter from the Fletcher Acting School. Dear Elsa, it's with the greatest joy that I confirm with this letter your acceptance as a private student into my acting school. The little scene you had the kindness to perform for me last week convinced me that you have what it takes to be a real actress. Wit, stature, and courage. As a private student, you'll receive my personal training and coaching. During these intense sessions, you'll be invited to stay at the school since I strongly believe in total immersion to expose the full potential of my students. So please, remember to bring night attire and anything you may need to spend a week at my school. Yours sincerely, Doris Fletcher.
So, this girl took lessons at the famous Doris Fletcher Acting School. Doris Fletcher seems to be the missing link here. It can't just be a coincidence. I should go to her acting school.
Yeah, didn't the one guy have a letter about Doris as well? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did. Or he did. So let's make our way down there. Over this way, through this door, I think. No, this gate is the wrong way. We need to go back up this way. Need to continue further down the street. I need to increase my stamina. Can't run for that long, and my my mace takes quite a bit of stamina per swing. I'd also really like to know where the other people are. There's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people missing. Cool, door's been unlocked. Still got quite a few people missing from the West End. Oh, come back. Bite into this Ekon. Good night, friend. Have a nice night. Alright. Is this the acting school? Finsbury Theater.
It's locked.
Locked from the front. Get rid of these guys so that we can search around, look for a way in. Maybe a back route? In this alley? No, it's not an alley. Maybe this way? We can loop around maybe? Let's look on the map. I guess the more likely way is back that way. To think, an acting school, the source of the epidemic in this region.
He's mine! I'll take it!
Alright, fight him. Finish that fight. Is it maybe through here? I think it might be up, because this is a pretty big place. Or pretty big search area, so... Watch your profanity. Watch your profanity. Alright, so I need up. So I can go through here.
There's an open window on the second floor. I should be able to get in through that.
Alright. So yeah, it is up over here. How is that considered open? That was a door. That was, well, how is that considered a window? That was a door. That's what I was trying to say. But then my brain was like, me no speak English today. Alright, I should change out my serums just to be sure and safe. In case this boss turns out, or if there's a boss.
Woe to you, nations of hypocrites.
Suicide note. I can't stand the pain
For in
anymore.
front
It's
of
like
you
my entire...
stands the tall queen. You can but lower your head, fit only to smirk at her soiled feet.
We'll read that after we finish this. Because someone wants to interrupt.
Will they adore me again when they share my fate?
Can that be Doris Fletcher's voice? Where does it come from?
Down below? Where else, dude? Bring it. Ow. Ow. More pain. Why'd you even bite me if I hadn't even damaged you yet? Alright, she's done talking anything important, so let's go read that. I can't stand the pain anymore. It's like my entire body is breaking apart since that B-word infected me. For days now, she keeps hiding in her room, giving orders through little written notes and only rehearsing at night. I witnessed one of her so-called rehearsals. She walks on stage angry and hateful, spitting and whining about her fading beauty. The bee is infected, rotting to the core, and she plans to infect everyone in this place and then everyone in London. Her next play is not before December, and at this time, all the theater's employees will be her obedient minions, forced to serve her evil machinations. I'm sure she's found a way to corrupt our food or the water since we all started to get ill and change after the meal she arranged for us last Monday. I want whoever finds this note that I only killed myself to escape the living hell that this place has become. May God have mercy on me and my immortal soul, since I refused to be an accomplice to this devilry. Old Doris Fletcher's Diary, London, 17th August, 1918. I saw her in the flesh, the witch from my childhood nightmares. The bee that tortured me for years. I saw her and I shivered. Her voice, her face. I knew she was in that hospital. I knew she was sick, and I wanted to witness her suffering. I may have reinvented myself, become a famous actress, erase those wicked years from my memory. I can't forget I'm her daughter. When I saw her frail broad body in that small bed, suffering, sick, defeated, I had to hide my tears, for she was looking at me. She recognized me. She saw the hate in my eyes, and she smiled. My pale corpse of a mother, and the worst thing was I felt no satisfaction seeing her in so much pain. The worst was not to suddenly remember the beatings and the abuse. No, the worst was to recognize the hate I felt in my heart when she looked at me, for it was the same hate I saw in hers, for in the end I can't escape being her daughter. We are the same, my mother and I. Don't think we want to head down yet. We have this door here that we can open.
I knew her well, and many can testify to her kindness and beauty. For now
Alright. Another scowl down there. I have a feeling we're gonna have to fight Doris.
raised through hate, but I offer only love.
Right.
Woe to you.
Alright, so that heads down to stage back,
I cannot
right?
enter.
Alright, before we go through there and confront her, let's head down here, take out this scowl. So I've also noticed it's only females that are like explosive-y. That do that whole yellow cloud thing. There's no male vampire scowls that do that.
Who are you? You who dared enter my realm. Are you here to worship or mock me?
I'm here to put an end to the vampire epidemic, Miss Fletcher.
Ah. But Doris Fletcher is no more. She was consumed by this putrid flesh that now enshrouds her.
You feel anger for what happened to you, but I can help you. I'm a doctor, Miss Fletcher.
Doris Fletcher is no more. All that remains are the dreams of the queen she was, and the queen she'll be. Until then, all shall die, for that was her final wish. Your blood, arise and save your queen, my.
So this is intense.
On guard. Behold, Kinslayer, the disgrace of she was once renowned. Will she be the queen again once they all share her fate?
That is a big freaking arm. I'm not sure I want to drink any of that blood. At all.
Woe unto thee, son of Babylon!
Ow.
I summon thee, my children of the night. Bite, maim, spit, kill!
Ow. Lady. This is not cool.
My blade shall pierce.
No. Get off me.
My children, my beloved, die!
Alright. Yeah. Suck it.
Wait. I beg you, wait.
What?
I don't want to die.
And I did not come to kill you, Miss Fletcher.
Will you spare me then? Save this cadaverous carcass of mine. Does your heart beat a little faster now? You fancy me then, Doctor?
No, Miss Fletcher. My dead heart will beat for only one.
Ah! Is she pretty? Is she sweet and tender?
To me, yes.
Ah! I hate her already.
I know. And this is partly why you must be destroyed.
But you just said.
That I did not come here to kill you, yes. But I realize now the threat you embody must be stopped.
Will I be remembered? Will you?
You were Doris Fletcher, the greatest actress of her generation. No one can take that from you.
Thank you. And farewell. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Creepy.
Farewell, Doris.
Should we...
Bravo! So dramatic. I love it.
McCullum!
How strange I seem to find you whenever I'm inquiring about that Skal infestation.
I mean you no harm.
I'm not here for you. But once I put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I'm sure we'll have a little chat, you and me.
Stay away from me, McCullum. You and all your war dogs.
That I can't guarantee, Dr. Reed. But I'll let you go. For now.
I should probably leave the theater right now.
Yeah.
The West End should be safe now. But London is not. It would be wise to benefit from the Ascalon's protection while I continue my research during the Great Hunt.
Yeah. Alright. Let's... New Doris Fletcher's diary. Soon I'll be on the stage again, for my rehearsals are almost over. My minions are gathered around me, ready to follow my every command. Soon my audience will return, ready to applaud my art. The young, the gorgeous, my healthy audience. They'll return to their families, their beautiful houses, and happy lives, delighted by my performance, shocked by my disguise, touched by my grace, my infectious legacy. They'll spread the disease one by one, and they'll turn, and I'll be their beloved queen again, and they'll never forget me, and I shall have my revenge on the dirty trick fate played on me.
Keep an eye on each other.
Alright, let's head out.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
You know, actually, might be interesting to go back in there and see what kind of trouble I can stir up. I honestly just want to see what'll happen.
It's locked.
Aww. I guess I'm forced to leave. Okay. Alright then. If it won't let me go back, fine. Alright, one more heal. There we go. Through the door! Alright, so the infection started from the theater, spread out from there. McCollum is letting me go just this once.
So Doris just needed to be close to her audience to infect them. Contagion through skin. Very disturbing.
This is not the place for you, sir.
Oh yeah, I switched weapons. How's the hacksaw? Let's try it out on some of these guys. Not bad, it does a fair bit of damage. And then of course I've got the shotgun that I can combo with. And this hacksaw gives me blood, so pretty cool. Alright, let's head and report to Lord Redgrave about Doris Fletcher. He's this way. Alright.
The equality between men and women.
Oh, here's Louise Tisdale.
Good evening.
Dr. Reed.
Please don't mention.
Good. I found him, you know.
Yeah.
Do you need my medical?
I don't... All right.
Why did your father feel guilty? He seemed so eager to welcome you back, as though he'd done something wrong.
Last time we saw each other, we had a terrible argument. I left the house and ended up in a pub. That's where the vampire met me. Dead drunk.
I see.
We argued a lot, me and Dad. But he always came home. I'm sure that's why he went to find me. He knew something bad had happened.
Your father never gave up on you. In the end, he risked everything to save the daughter he loved.
Yeah, that was my dad. Tough bastard, just like me. Even if I'd broken his leg, he would have gone looking for me.
What do you mean?
That last argument we had, it was more of a fight, actually. He slapped me and I kicked him hard in the balls.
Interesting.
Louise, what can you tell me about the vampire who captured you?
The little fucker claimed he'd fallen in love with me. That he wanted to spend eternity with me. Not a bad idea. At least that's the way it seemed at first.
Really? Did you consider accepting his proposal?
Well, immortality. Not a common wedding gift, is it? I think he just wanted to have his way with me. Can vampires even fuck, Doctor?
What? Well, I really can't answer that. Since they are creatures of blood, physically speaking, I suppose an erection is possible, but
Don't be embarrassed, Dr. Reed. I was just asking.
Well, that was quite the interesting question.
Louise, tell me what you really think about your father's sacrifice to save you.
I'm proud he went after me. I forgive him all his harsh words, all his bloody attitudes. I only wish I could tell him how much I loved him.
Yes. It can be traumatic, not having the chance to say goodbye to those we love.
Yes, Doctor. And there's no treatment for that type of pain, isn't that right? That may be the last thing my father taught me.
Goodbye.
Alright. Got all her hints. Let's head in now and speak with Mr. Redgrave. Lady Ashbury?
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something. Elizabeth Ashbury, only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reed. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
Hello, Mr. Vampyr. How you doing? You.
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lancebearer. Please tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
Some questions remain.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reed. I admire a man of principles. But in this matter, there is more at stake than your moral comfort.
It's not a moral question, Lord Redgrave. It's the responsibility of giving immortality to a man I barely know.
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years. This is but the fruition of a long-held plan.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Before I go, I have a few questions.
All right, I'm listening.
How would you like me to proceed?
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many years to prepare himself. He has studied our kind for decades.
So shall I just let him drink my blood?
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully sup on your blood. His heart will slow, then stop. But he will rise again as one of us, an immortal.
Is there any danger?
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't survive the metamorphosis. They die for good. But Mr. Dawson has been preparing himself for a long time.
Why Aloysius Dawson?
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Did he choose me?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least, but it is entirely mine.
Does he know I'm coming?
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed. Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
You invited Lady Ashbury. Wouldn't that be breaking one of your cardinal rules? No women allowed.
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness your triumph.
So it's a temporary admittance, then?
Something of a bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Alright. How are we doing on time? Only been going for about half an hour? Alright. Let's go ahead and continue on.
Are you alright, Jonathan?
Bless me.
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson. To make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I won't do it. The very thought of it makes me sick.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turn the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
Wow!
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived some 9 centuries ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall, and yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor? Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the Reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, my dear.
So, probably not the best idea to turn him. I mean, he's the pillar, so if I let him die, wouldn't that... Well, I mean... Technically, I said I wouldn't eat anybody. That doesn't mean I wouldn't let people die. Huh. So, I'm certainly not drinking him. Can't drink anybody. And I don't think I
It
can...
looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing
Maybe he
progeny.
takes them seriously.
Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
Whether you need to buy something or not, I'm happy to help.
Alright, we're gonna quickly go level up some.
If you wish to stay.
Level up some up in here. Here's my room. And then we will continue on our merry mission. Alright. I think we need to level up my autophagy. Let's go with that one. Let's go over here to increase our thing to add stun. Add on some more stamina. And we'll confirm. The following night. The district is sanitized now. Whitechapel gets 3 sick people. Pembroke stays sanitized. And the docks get pretty bad. We got 2 colds, a fatigue, cold, fatigue, cold, fatigue, fatigue. So, after this episode's over, I'll probably make a trip over to Whitechapel and the docks and treat everybody, not just a few. Want to keep the district status pretty high. I'll also give a little bit of good XP, so there's that as a benefit. But let's head on over to our next objective, which is over at the Temple Church. Oh, that is so cool. I'm not sure which I like better. The mace or my hacksaw shotgun combo. That is freaking cool. That's what that is. Just run up, wham wham, shotgun.
I cannot enter. I should find another way to get into the neighborhood.
Alright. There was... Is it that tunnel? I think it's the tunnel that's back this way. Ow. Alright. Yeah, I have a feeling it's this tunnel that's up here.
I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
Alright, let's head on back down into here. Pretty long loading screen compared to typical. Alright, there we go. Hip, 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 hip. I'm a vampire, and I'm dashing all crazy like. Alright, let's head through here. Pass by that guy. Come on down here. Might have actually been faster if I just ran forward, jumped down, and stuff. But, whatever. We need to go down. Get up, and up, and up, and up, and up. And through. So I have a feeling over here is where all the missing people from the community are. Alright.
Contagious.
So let's go ahead and unlock this door for future use. And I guess something we could do is talk with people. I mean, I guess we have to. We have to ask West End inhabitants about Aloysius Dawson. What? That's weird. Who's this?
A red river, a song in the dark, the whispers of a sun. So many signs to interpret.
The crime of lost knowledge. Vampires are dangerous, deadly, vicious sometimes. This is a fact and I won't deny it. And that's precisely why we must understand what they are, sometimes who they are, in order to achieve a better mutual understanding. Do you remember the interview with Titus Flavius Josephus, conducted by one of us in 1548, when he finally encountered the creature in Spain? Do you remember how each of the very carefully chosen words expressed by this vampire warmed our heart each time we read them? For they were all extraordinary windows to a past of which we only have glimpses. Well, Titus Flavius Josephus is no more, since the Vatican's hunters destroyed him a few weeks ago, and with him vanishes on Earth treasures of knowledge about the pillars of our civilization. This is a crime probably as heartbreaking as the killing of an innocent life by a vampire. This is exactly why the path of the Guard of Prewin is as criminal as it is barren. For each time they successfully conduct one of their methodical hunts on the old vampires of England, instead of carefully and respectfully approaching them, they destroy a part of our common roots with the immortals. They wipe an opportunity. The concept of great hunt is a crime, for it blindly kills words and thoughts. From Drinking at the Fountain of Knowledge by Usher Talltree, Primate of St. Paul.
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they can tell me everything. They told me that you have not taken another life since your poor sister died.
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Here is the money.
The snake, a bitter woman, smiling as she pours poison in your cup. A shaming betrayal. Hate.
What?
Can you read the cards for me?
Put the money on the table then, Jonathan.
That just randomly gave me a
Perhaps later.
hint about her, but
I rarely wander. Cards.
that was cool. Venus is deliberately poisoning her husband. What?
Never lie, but they are never easy to read.
Can he just
Good
give
evening,
me hints
Jonathan
that I'm
Reed.
missing?
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller then.
Oh, I can tell you many things, but they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Read my fortune then.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time, sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
Alright,
All right.
let me hear it.
Let me hear it.
You're on a path to redemption, Jonathan. But be careful. One single trip and you'll fall.
That doesn't sound promising.
Take this, young Ekon, as a personal reward for your strong will. Keep following the right path and you'll reach safety.
Old blood.
How did you learn about Mary? And spare me the hocus-pocus parlor tricks. The truth, now!
Swansea told me. Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and gather information about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
Mary did not deserve her fate. She had already suffered enough during her life. And yet the pain and the suffering went on after her death.
Suffering is part of the immortal condition. Some prefer to lose their minds rather than face the simple truth. The pain will never stop.
May I ask you about the Brotherhood?
Of course. But I must warn you that there are some subjects we consider taboo, in spite of our fondness and acceptance of your kind.
I know there is no love lost between the Guard of Priwen and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
Who founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars?
Once upon a time, very long ago, the Brotherhood did more than simply study the vampires. They took actions to eliminate the more ferocious and corrupted.
Goodbye, sir.
I rarely wander. A red river.
Oh, wait.
Good evening.
I need to ask him about Dawson.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
Goodbye, sir.
I rarely wander. Cards never lie, but they are never easy to read.
Alright, so that's Usher Talltree. So, what do these even do? Interesting. Alright, I think I'm gonna call the episode here, and we'll continue on in the next episode talking with the rest of the people around here. As always, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, comment your suggestions, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. That's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.